Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing how I made this beautiful glitter and vinyl tumbler. So let's jump right in. I'm starting with a 30-ounce tumbler from Maker Flow Crafts. I've already prepped this tumbler by sanding and spray painting. And now I'm adding epoxy. I've added some glitter into my epoxy and now I'm just going to spread that all over my cup until smooth. It looks pretty chunky right now, but as the cup continues to spin, that glitter and epoxy will begin to lay down and level itself out. Using my torch will pop any of those bubbles, and it will also help with the leveling process. Since I used some chunky glitters, I went ahead and put one more coat of epoxy once the first layer cured. I'm using Mr. Nola's Speed Dry epoxy, so my cup was completely cured in about 2 hours. Now I'm going to measure and cut my vinyl. This is a semi-transparent vinyl from Create by Firefly. I'm using my Cricut cutting tool to trim the edges and cut off the extra. Once I decided which way I want my vinyl to go on my cup, I'm going to go ahead and pull the vinyl away from the backing and cut off a small strip of that backing. Now I'm going to adhere that edge of vinyl to my cup. Once that's done, I'm going to release the rest of the backing from the vinyl by slowly pushing against the vinyl as the backing comes off. Doing it slowly like this, you can push out any air bubbles and make sure that you don't get any creases in your vinyl. And you can see that beautiful glitter shining through that gorgeous floral pattern. Now I'm just going to trim the excess. I'm just trimming some of the overlapping flowers. I didn't want it to look too jumbled, but it won't really matter because we're going to be adding some accents to this design. Now I'm going to trim the top and the bottom. For the top, I'm just going to take my craft knife and trim that excess off from around that upper rim. And for the bottom, I'm just going to lay my cup down and rotate it as my craft knife goes around, trimming off that bottom excess. This part doesn't need to be perfect because later on we're going to go in with our cup edging tool and cut off more. So now I'm going to use some of the extra vinyl and fill in some of the blank spots. Now I'm going to take my cup edging tool and trim the top and the bottom. So once the top and bottom are all trimmed up, it's time to add glitter. I decided to try my hand with this double-sided sticky tape from Mr. Nola's Glitter. This is a quick and easy way to add glitter. The glitters that I used were Cobalt from Sass and Crafts and Sempfer from Peachy Olive Glitters. After I'm done brushing off that extra glitter, I just took that paper backing from my vinyl and wrapped it around my tumbler and gave that glitter part a good layer of clear spray paint so that it doesn't get on the rest of the tumbler. Now I'm just using a piece of that double-sided sticky tapes backing to measure the bottom where I'm going to put more blue glitter. I'm doing this so I can have the same amount of glitter on the bottom as I have on the top. But I'll be using epoxy for the bottom. For my epoxy, I'll be mixing a very small amount of A and B, probably less than 2.5 milliliters. I thought that it would be a good idea to add some blue acrylic paint to my epoxy. But it ended up not even really mattering because I had such a small amount of epoxy that it didn't give full coverage. In hindsight, I would have been better off without the acrylic paint because it ended up making my epoxy really stringy and thick, and it was kind of hard to smooth it over that small area. For the bottom, I only use Sempfer. It's finer than the Cobalt color, and it gave me better coverage. Let that epoxy dry, brush off the excess, and then seal it with clear spray paint. Once your spray paint dries, add another layer of epoxy. Now I'm adding some gold foil accents. These are actually water slides that I printed on my LaserJet printer. Then I added gold foil over them by running them through my laminating machine. If you're interested in seeing how I did that, just drop a comment below and I'll make a video. I actually learned this hack from Vanessa over at VMD Designs, and when I tell you it's a game changer not to have to cut gold foil and weed. It's super easy, and I actually had everything that I needed to do it. Now for the water slides. I've let my water slide soak for about 60 seconds, and I'll know it's ready to come off the backing when it kind of opens up after drawing together when you first put it in the water. And then it also will kind of slide off the backing if you put a little pressure. Now I'm going to gently press out any water that's underneath the water slide with my little silicone makeup tool. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I think they have them at the Dollar Tree and on Amazon. Now I'm going to gently wipe off any excess water with a paper towel. Let your water slides dry for a couple of hours and then add a layer of epoxy. Now for the vinyl. I've cut the word bloom on gold and white vinyl. I couldn't decide which I wanted on the bottom, so I cut them both to see how it would look. I tried it both ways and I ended up liking the way the gold looked on the bottom. Now I'm going to add some gold trim. The bottom stripe was the thinner of the two gold trim options, and I preferred the thicker one, so I took it off. A few more gold accents. Two final layers of epoxy, and we're done. Thank you for watching.